Hey guys, welcome to episode 10 of Down in the Bayou. I am your host, BayouSniper, legendary Pels collector on TopShot, and thank you so much for joining today's show. We have a lot to talk about with this being the 10th episode in this season, my first season starting this podcast a little over 10 weeks ago. So I just want to thank you all for the support. And the continued viewership and comments and people on X and the communities and TopShot gathering together to watch my podcast and listen to them weekly. I can't thank you enough, and I really enjoy doing this. So with this being the 10th episode of this first season, the inaugural season of my Down in the Bayou podcast, I kind of want to take a different approach this week to talking about real hoops and real moments as we do here on Down in the Bayou. Because I'm going to talk about a topic today that I am personally passionate about on the space of TopShot. And I know my peers are as well about this topic. So I think it needs to be addressed now because TopShot is just getting bigger and better and the moments are getting better. And with that comes customization. So this is a big need in the community and on the platform. So I want to take the majority of the time today in the real moments section. We're going to talk about it first to talk about customization and showing off your collection on NBA TopShot. And to be honest, this is the one area, the glaring area that I see on the platform in which we're lacking as a community. Because there's not much for us to kind of flex and show off our personal collections and how these moments mean to us and how they relate to our collection on our profile. And I really think that is a key ingredient that we need to fix. And more importantly, the developers at Dapper and TopShot need to fix and start focusing more on. So I kind of want to dive into my thoughts on the customization and showing off your collection on TopShot, what exists right now, and what are some easy steps that we could take right now to enhance this experience for the TopShot users in the customization realm. Because I think this is one of the most important things as a collector on TopShot to me is how can I show off my collection? How can I basically tell people my story from collecting in which the sport I love in the NBA, the players I love, the team I love. There's not much flexing that you can do with your collection, and there's not much pride you can take. So one thing that we have currently on the platform is a showcase, which is very outdated, and you can only select up to 10 moments in the showcase, which sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't when you save it. It's limited in what you can put in the title of the showcase. And the main thing I have with it is it's only 10 moments. An easy fix here, or an easy upgrade, I should say, for lack of a better term, would just be to increase the maximum amount of moments that you can put in a showcase. Maybe from 10 to 50 even. Think of your top, you can make a top 50 showcase. And this would enhance the time users spend on TopShot, customizing and playing around with stuff. But it just doesn't stop there because that's just an easy suggestion that we can upgrade. I have bigger and better ideas and from my perspective that I think would make collecting on TopShot a better experience for everyone. And I want to start with the pin section. I think this is one of the coolest things that TopShot has done in the recent 2 years is add the pin section. However, you can only have 3 pin moments, which is too low. And the second thing is, why can't my moments be played on my profile when you go to my profile? You know, the moments are just there on the pin section, and they're still life. It's just the moment, the face moment of the cube, of the 3 on your profile, and there's not much spice. There's not much flair going on. And I feel like if it was just a simple change of the moments we're playing on your collection, that would enhance our experience a ton. And for one, I'm a big guy in favorite team, and I know we've kind of beat a dead horse here in the Top Shot community about we need more favorite team stuff, favorite team, win favorite team, and I think now's the time. We need more favorite team involvement. There should be maybe badges that you can collect. You know, if you have a favorite team for 5 years, 3 years, a whole year, whatever, you get a badge for that. If they win a championship, that you put a badge on your profile. If you have an MVP candidate that gets the MVP that year from your favorite team, that badge goes on your profile. These are just easy fastballs that Top Shot could do today to really enhance our experience as collectors. And why not just have like a team layout page where you select your favorite team and you can kind of play around with the players on the current roster and you can make your own layout relative to your favorite team, right? And then if we go back to showcases, why in the world aren't we doing showcase contests? I think this would be amazing if, there was a lot of time spent early in Top Shot where these flash challenges would happen, and there was flash challenge showcases that you had to submit and create, and Top Shot would get involved with selecting winners for that. Why don't we have more of this showcase contest going on and make it more streamlined and make it a better UI experience in the showcase and have constant contests, leaderboards for certain showcases for certain players or teams? I think showcases are a really underutilized feature on Top Shot that can not only enhance the utility of your moments, but also flexing your collection, which is what I feel like a lot of us are missing in this community. And for starters, the showcases need to be front and center on our profile page. I want my favorite moments plastered all over my profile page in a cool way. And I want to be able to customize the colors or change whatever. I kind of want to make it, like the old MySpace profiles, if y'all remember that, where you got to choose your song and your top 5 friends, top 10 friends. Why can't we have that engagement on our Top Shot profile where we select our 10 favorite players that pops up with our 10 favorite moments of that player on there? There's just endless possibilities to how we can flex our collection. And I think it would bring a new crowd to Top Shot that love that sort of thing. And I think the users who are already here are craving this. And then if we go back to the player leaderboards in specific, we need to be able to highlight our favorite players on our Top Shot profile, because I think it's for me, collecting in my collection, it's all about a story, right? My Top Shot username is BayouSniper, and I've already told the story of that. It's because our Pelicans rookie last year, sharpshooter out of UConn, Jordan Hawkins, fell in love with him, love his game. I think he has a super high ceiling. So my Top Shot name when I started was BayouSniper, in nod to him. And I want to plaster my profile with just Jordan Hawkins stuff. I have all of the special serials for his rookie debut, his freshman gem, his rookie revelation. I got his #1 serial for his common 8K moment. I want to put that on my profile page and have it play. I just think that you need to be able to tell your own story on Top Shot, because this is how we are going to feel complete as a community, and we're going to feel complete moving forward, is if we get to flex our favorite players, our favorite teams, our favorite moments in a more unique, in a more dynamic way on our profile page. And I think showcases need to be utilized more on Top Shot, and we need more options as collectors to showcase our favorite players, moments, and teams. And now I have an idea that I've had for a while now, and I kind of want to put it out there on the podcast, and I kind of want to see what y'all think about it. So I had this thought where, I was thinking in my head of a Lego moment. It's a cube, right? Why can't we do, as collectors, create a cube? So for each face of a cube, you get to select a moment to put on that face of the cube, and all the moments that you select in your create a cube plays at the same time. And you can click and rotate the cube and move it around with all of your favorite moments. And you could have team theme specific creative cubes. You could have player specific creative cubes. You could have flash challenge creative cubes. And this would kind of just up the ante and up the user experience for flexing your collection with utility, right? And you could have contests with these creative cubes. You could have leaderboards with these creative cubes on X, whatever it could be, through TopShot. There's endless possibilities for this. And I just had this in my brain, you're just creating your own Lego. If I had a BayouSniper create a cube Lego, like my own, and you could even go as far as minting that if you paid a certain amount or whatever. And that was like your moment, right? So like you could only do this like once a year if you want to mint it, and it's like a moment. And it's like BayouSniper's ultimate moment, you know what I mean? And I think that would be such a cool feature, which would take a lot of work that I'm not smart enough to understand how to do in the technological side. But I'm just saying, as a community, we have to have more ideas like this, and kind of pressure TopShot to give us this, because I think that's what TopShot's really missing. Like I said at the beginning of the episode, moments are getting better. The experience is getting better, but what's lacking is the customizability and the show-off factor of your collection and telling your story as a collector. And that's just something I've been really passionate about since I've started. And I know a lot of people in the collected and connected, and especially Badge County, have been clamoring, craving, and asking for this for a long time. And I think it's time. I think it's time that we kind of put the foot down, and we need some sort of customization tool on TopShot that is beyond a 10-moment showcase that works half of the time. So let me know your thoughts. Do you have any, or what ideas do you have to enhance the customization and showing off your collection ability of your TopShot collection? That's the question for this week. Let me know. I'm super interested, super passionate about this. So I really want to know what the community thinks about this, because I can't be the only one that wants to show off and flex my collection any chance, any way, anyhow I can, right? So that's kind of the real moments for this week. And now I want to jump to real hoops. This is going to be very brief because the majority was the real moments. So in the NBA, we're past that 20 game mark, and we're kind of starting to figure out teams, and changes are going to have to be made with certain teams. But it's time to get jolly, because Christmas games are coming. They're coming. To me, the best time in the NBA besides the NBA Finals, and I think this is for every NBA fan, even if you're a casual, is Christmas Day games. Christmas Day games just have a different feel to it. Some say it's the start of a season, of the real season. I'm not like that. I think it starts when it starts, because I'm a sicko and I watch every game. But Christmas Day games kind of are a hallmark and a milestone of what's to come, and getting fans excited, and there's certain matchups that the NBA selects. So if we go over the Christmas Day games that the NBA has selected for this year, we have Spurs versus Knicks first, T-Wolves versus Mavs, 76ers versus Celtics, Lakers versus Warriors, and Nuggets versus Suns. If I'm being completely honest, when I saw the Christmas Day list come out, I was not impressed. I don't know why I don't know why the certain same teams are always in here. You know what I mean? Even though that's marquee names and it's big franchises, it's time to give other teams a shot on Christmas Day. And for God's sakes, can we please have Christmas Day jerseys back? Man, those Christmas Day jerseys in 2000, I think it was 2016. It was Russ's MVP year. Those jerseys with like the Christmas lettering, and it had like the snowflake on the back, and like for the Thunder it was like white and blue. Can't remember if it was Russ's MVP year or the year before that. But those Christmas Day jerseys were just so cool, with like the old timey Christmas Day like sharp lettering, and they flipped the colors for the teams. And I think Christmas Day jerseys are a part of the lore, and they're a part of the excitement for Christmas Day. and we've been missing this for so long. Bring back Christmas Day jerseys, man. I'm even a fan of these sleeve jerseys. I think they were cool. I liked them. I just think we need something different on Christmas Day because it is special. I know because I'm a PE teacher and a basketball coach, I'm on the academic calendar for my year, right? And we get summer breaks off and we get a long Christmas break off. So just having the ability to have that, like week and a half, 2 weeks off from work and just tuning in to December games whenever I want and then leading up to the Christmas Day games, that's like my Super Bowl. That is my Super Bowl. It's not even the NBA Finals. Like Christmas Day games, I love so much. And they just have this cool feel to it. Your family's around you. You got good food. The stars are out. Like this is what it's all about, right? So if we look at the first game, Spurs versus Knicks, yeah, it's cool, I guess. You got the Wemby versus a big market in New York, but I'm not feeling the matchup. I don't see the significance of it. I don't see why. So I have an alternate game suggestion for every single one that the NBA came out with. So the NBA came out with Spurs versus Knicks. I think a better matchup to start the Christmas Day game slate would be Spurs versus Rockets instead of the Knicks. Rockets are a hot team right now, and I think we all kind of knew they were going to be better this year than they were last year. So Spurs versus Rockets would have been an amazing game because it's both teams in Texas, and I'm a native Texan, so bonus points there. But Sengun versus Wemby, those are two completely different centers, and it's a really cool matchup. The Rockets are hot, and the Spurs are better than they were last year. And I think it's kind of two young teams coming to a head. So I think that matchup in particular would be a cool kind of kickoff to the Christmas Day. And then the second game slate that the NBA has picked is Timberwolves versus Mavs. This one's good. I think it's good. Luka versus Ant. It's both teams, that met in the Western Conference Finals last year, so it's a rematch. So, I think that's a good one. But if I had to give an alternate one, it would be Nuggets versus Mavs instead. I think the Luka versus Jokic thing, the European thing, I think that would be a really cool, fun matchup on Christmas Day. And then the third game that the NBA has selected is 76ers versus Celtics. No one wants to watch the 76ers, man. To be honest, even if Joel Embiid is healthy, I don't want to watch the team. I don't care about the 76ers. And they got Paul George, whoop-de-doo, whatever. Celtics are a must-have, obviously. But, 76ers versus Celtics, I wasn't feeling that. So I think – and it's in the middle of the day. You're putting the Celtics in the middle of the day? So, I would say instead of this matchup, I put down Lakers versus Bucks because AD versus Giannis is always fireworks. It's always a show. You got the guard play from Dame. The Bucks this is the time they start ramping up. Lakers are always up and down drama with LeBron. So this would just be a cool midday game. And then the next one that the two primetime games on Christmas Day is Lakers versus Warriors is the first one that the NBA has selected. I think an even better matchup for that would be the Memphis Grizzlies versus the Minnesota Timberwolves, two Western Conference teams that are good teams. You have the most two athletic guards in the entire NBA, Ja Morant versus Anthony Edwards. Man, that would just be a movie in itself. And I think this would be an amazing marquee matchup. There's going to be some trash talk. It's going to get spicy. Yeah. Grizzlies versus T-Wolves, primetime. That's my pick for that. And then the last primetime game for the Christmas Day, the NBA has selected is Nuggets versus Suns. Boring. So boring. Even if the Suns are healthy, okay. And it's just Jokic this year. They're starting to pick up, but it doesn't do anything for me. For me, the most marquee matchup, and this was predicted these two teams were going to be at the top of their conferences. It's an easy one. Thunder versus Celtics. How is this not a primetime Christmas Day game? I mean, it's one of the two most complete teams in the NBA on each side of the conferences. Just two powerhouses going at it, two risers going at it. I think this was an easy one. Thunder versus Celtics would be amazing. I watched this matchup last January live in person with Thunder Hour. We watched Thunder versus Celtics live, and man, the Thunder won. It was a great game. It was amazing, and I just think this year would be even better if it was a Christmas Day game. So for my picks, I want Spurs versus Rockets, Nuggets versus Mavs, Lakers versus Bucks, Grizzlies versus Timberwolves, and finally Thunder versus Celtics. Only two Eastern Conference teams here, but if you look at the conferences, I think that's understandable. So, like, I think this Christmas Day slate would have been even better than the ones that the NBA gods picked. But yeah, I'm still, even though like I'm not 100% sold on the NBA picks for the games on Christmas Day, still looking forward to it. I think it's the best time of year, and I know as NBA fans you are too. So that concludes our Real Hoops segment and the show. Going back, just to recap, we talked about the customization and showing off our collection on TopShot, how important that is to us collectors, and we don't have enough features to use that. And my question for y'all was, what is one customization tool or one showcasing ability that you want to flex your collection? What is it? What's an idea you have? I came up with the create a cube thing. You could have something different, but I want to hear from the community. So guys, with that being said, thank you so much for tuning in to episode 10 of Down in the Bayou. I am BayouSniper. Thank you so much. See y'all next week.